Get it.
I got it. My nail got stuck. Oh.
Welcome
To Based It Out the Box.
episode
3.
What are we covering today, Crystal?
For all of you who are joining us again, this time we got a good one. This is going to be one of my favorite topics: black magic.
You're a black magic woman.
I'm a black magic woman.
I don't think that's how the song goes.
Oh yeah, it goes like that now. Remix.
Bad.
How does it go then?
She's a black magic woman. She's trying to put a spell over me.
Tomato.
Okay.
Well, so like I was saying, black magic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else it goes by?
Brujeria?
So many different things. Yep. Dark magic. It's just, like evil witchcraft and demonic worship. Surprisingly, they say it's like associated with voodoo, but voodoo just basically has its own history and traditions.
Yeah. So I mean, I've heard voodoo's like good and bad, and I mean, it's kind of like one of those things where it's like it's also very cultural. So it's like it's its own belief. It's not like it has like a very bad like stigma, I think sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we'll get into that.
Well, it comes from the West African religions, but also with Christianity and local beliefs. That's the voodoo. So that's why it's kind of like it separates itself a little bit, just a little bit. But I mean, they dabble like with the voodoo dolls and stuff. So they dabble with some black magic stuff, but they don't want to associate with it.
But I mean, voodoo is also the same people that, or I don't want to say people, but the same. That was like where they were doing that whole like pufferfish zombie.
The zombie,
right? That's voodoo, right?
Yep. Yeah, voodoo. It has the zombies. They do curses.
It's a trip because there's like certain levels of alchemy that goes into that, because like they're like making all these concoctions and like bro, like they figured out how to zombify people with pufferfish. Right? Like it's like ground up like pufferfish, like venom or some stuff like that, right? Yeah.
So they have their own thing going on where they're like, you know what? Don't label us in with the black magic, because what we're doing is just like way better, basically. But I mean, sounds like black magic to me. It all.
Where does brujeria fall under all this?
Brujeria, black magic.
Brujeria.
Mm-hmm.
It's black magic, but a little more spicy.
Yeah, it's the spicy jalapenos over there.
It's the ghost pepper.
Yeah, so I mean, I really like this topic specifically because it just kind of branches out into so many other things, which, we're not going to get into the nitty gritty with all of those, but, it goes into just like how they had the witch trials.
Yeah.
Man, and that's some crazy stuff with the witch trials.
Yeah, you'd be a witch. You'd be a witch back then.
Oh, for sure.
Knowing how to read, they'd be like,
oh yeah, witch.
She knows how to.
This freckle that I have right here on my wrist, witch.
You good at math? Burner.
Witch.
Burner.
Oh, she's got a little bit of independence. Yep.
Can't have that.
Gotta drown her and then burn her.
I mean, gotta make
Strangle,
sure.
Drown,
double tap,
burn, all that, just to be starting.
Triple tap.
Yeah. If you had a third nipple, that also meant you were a witch.
It's like
a third nipple, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy because like this reminds me of did you watch the Castlevania anime that's on Netflix?
No.
So Castlevania anime, Dracula falls in love with some girl, and she goes to his.
This is in the anime?
This is in the anime. So you should check it out. It's dope.
It's not the movie?
No. Anime. It's an animated series. It's like
hardly
3 or 4 seasons or something like that.
I wish I had more time to watch TV.
But anyways, in the beginning, what makes like Dracula go crazy and like kind of unleash hell on everybody is that he falls in love with a human, and the way he falls in love with her is that she goes up to his castle and she's like a scientist of her time, and she goes up to his castle and she's like, she sees all his crazy like his laboratory and all this stuff, right? And she's like, dude, like you could be helping people with everything, and he's like, man, F them. Like, you know, like they're trash.
Uh-huh.
So she finally like he likes her like the fact that she's not scared of him and like all this other, you know, stuff, whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
he ends up giving her a bunch of his technology, and she goes back to her little village
Mm.
and she starts curing people of like diseases that they thought they
Oh.
had. So she starts curing people, she starts like making life better for everybody. And these like Templar crusaders come and call her a witch for like
But that's how it went
yeah.
down.
So
If you were in
mhm,
any kind of way helpful, which actually back in the day they were, sought out and everything to help, they actually they pretty much came to them for so many different things, right? Like they looked up to them, they admired them, and they cherished them
yeah.
because they helped. Um, but when all this stuff happened, it was like, oh yeah, actually she's a witch now. She's a witch. Let's kill her. She's a bad witch doing black magic, and my crops are dying. It's her fault. I got bad luck. I got cheated on. It's her fault. Let's kill her. Any kind of bad luck. It was just like it's the witch's fault that lives, over there 10 miles away. But it was crazy stuff. Crazy stuff going on back then. But basically, yeah, I mean the black magic, it just kind of, like I said, branches out to all these other different things. Um, but apparently it became like, oh, I was trying to trace back to see when it began, like when
Mhm.
did this whole witchcraft stuff happen? And pretty much as far as history can date it back. There's
There's
no
always been
actual,
some sort of like
yeah,
belief of it. Like there's
yeah,
been always some sort of mysticism
some
at
so
play.
well, because there's like rituals, and the ritual is associated with witchcraft,
Mhm.
you know. So because there's all these rituals in the past that date back to God knows when, they can't really pinpoint when witchcraft actually began,
Mm.
you know. But I did see that it became part of the 7 magical arts prohibited by the canon law, which is basically like church rules,
Which
church laws.
which church though? Like what belief?
No. It was,
Just general?
yeah. They call it the canon law, but it's, yeah. They basically were making their own rules and stuff. It's but it was back in 1456.
It's like when we were playing. It's like when you play Uno, and they're just like, there's making your own rules.
Yeah.
Like like nobody plays Uno, right? They're just like, yeah, you know
Or
what?
Monopoly or anything.
You know what?
We don't play anything, right? We just
That's
make our own
against the
rules.
rules. Canon
Just
rules.
make the rules as you go. Yeah. The canon rules.
Canon rules. Mm-mm.
Nah,
No Uno
you
reverse.
lost
Nope.
according to the canon rules.
Nope. It's like,
The
sorry,
canon laws.
you just made it up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. But that's like an actual date. That was as far as I could go back, 1456. And that's when they started prohibiting it, basically. So, I mean, it's believed to be just evil at its core. It's satanic, it's evil, it's seen that way mainly because of the selfish use and because of the rituals that they do. And
And
they
also
say
because
that,
it's different.
yeah. You see, but like at its core, people associate black magic with evil,
Yeah.
because you're doing it for selfish purposes and stuff, and you're using negative emotions when you do it.
Mhm.
Like jealousy, rage. You're playing out psycho. Like you're doing it with negative intentions to harm, to hurt, to destroy.
Like the
Like,
craft.
yeah,
When you were going through all those reasonings, and I just remember the craft.
the craft.
That's a
Yeah.
good movie.
It is. We need to watch it again.
Yeah, that made me fall in love with that one chick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. I don't care.
You love crazy, huh?
I don't care the rest of my life, but anyway. So I mean, like, and it's cool because it's like you were saying. I mean, there's so many. It's like such a web, and it's like such a spectrum of like what all like it goes into, because like with black magic, and voodoo, and brujeria and all this other stuff, like it comes into play with like culture, it comes into play with like religion,
Mm-hmm.
um
Mm-hmm.
just like the human aspect of it, where it's just like humans are just, people are just scared of stuff, things that are different, like
Ask anybody out there though. That was one thing that I was tripping out on. The majority, even me, as skeptic as I am, I won't mess with that just in case. Just in case. So if a little part of me is like, hey, I'm not going to mess with that just in case, I'm leaning more towards I believe. I believe in that stuff, because bottom line, whether it's actually something that's working off of black magic because they're accessing, they're having access to these spirits that are helping them do all these evil acts and stuff and just like even kill people. Um, which, by the way, they're saying that like in one of the articles that I was reading, that they can even get people, they can bring death upon them and then use their souls to harm others, you know? Like it's crazy stuff. That black magic, it's craziness. But yeah, I mean, it's just overall, they just stay away from it, like believe what you want, but it's attached to some kind of energy. It's attached to spirits, maybe. It's attached to your own psychological self, messing with yourself. That's another thing. They said only about 10% of black magic is actually like real black magic. Everything else is the person causing it to themselves. Like because it's a visual thing. You notice like it'll be a visual thing, so they'll put example. This is just a random example, like a skull with blood and this and that outside of your home, right? And you come outside and you see it, and if you're a believer like that, you believe in that stuff. You're like, oh my god, somebody hexed me, somebody cursed me. So then you start getting in your own
it's like that
head.
placebo effect. Like you believe
Exactly.
it, so like it's like what we've talked about before. You stare into like the darkness
Mm-hmm.
long enough, you'll start, if you believe in it, you'll start to be like, oh, this happened because of this.
Yeah,
This
the
happened
mind
because
is
of that.
such a powerful thing, man, and it'll be used against you at any given moment. Any chance that you give it, it'll be used against you, damn. And I mean, it's just crazy if you think about it though. How many things do people not bring on themselves because they believe it?
It's called it's what, like what do you call it? Psychosomatic, right? That's like when
Google
the
it, bro. I don't know. The hell?
I don't even know how to spell it to Google
You
it, but I'm
bringing
pretty
up all these long, complicated words in my life right now.
but yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's that's like the term for it is like yeah, like you believe in it enough, or you've convinced yourself of it enough, that
Hmm.
it's like those people that make themselves sick because
Yeah,
they think
yeah,
that
yeah,
they're
yeah.
sick. How would it be any different from you,
Exactly.
thinking that you have some sort of bad luck, or you have some sort of this, or
Hmm.
you have some sort of that? Like eventually it just gets to the point where it just consumes you, and now like your whole life just revolves around this thing, this
Yep.
this
Yep.
black cloud following you.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of it is also like cultural too. I mean, like we were raised like, with grandma's was Catholic, right?
Mhm.
And Catholic, like, I mean, that's the only experience I have with like outside of, the Jehovah's Witnesses or whatever.
Jehovah's, yeah.
Catholics, seem to be very, very superstitious.
Mhm.
And I mean, like, look at like
Very.
the corn husk crosses. Like those corn husk crosses, aren't they supposed to be like something that protects you from things like?
there's actually so many different things that they use where I mean, really though, bottom line, if you just don't give it any thought, if you don't really mess with that or entertain it and introduce it into your life in any kind of way, shape, or form, if you just go on with your business, go on with your day and move forward, like you're gonna be fine.
Mm, I actually got a story for this.
Okay.
So
Story time.
I was telling Ben about this week's topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was letting him know that it was like on on like, like magic, brujeria, all
Brujeria,
that stuff,
yeah.
right? And so I guess that his mom had told him about this neighbor that they had in Mexico, right?
Oh,
And
start there. It was
that
in
she
Mexico.
had a son born the same time Ben was born.
Okay.
So they were both born at the same time, like literally, like they were both born, around the same, within the same couple days, weeks, whatever, right? Same age. So the son was born, and he was very sick, right? Not like I can do a kickflip sick, but like
Yeah.
he was very like ill.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was everybody was telling her, hey, like you should take him to the doctor, blah 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 blah. She's like, no, le echaron el ojo malo. They gave him the evil eye.
Oh yeah,
And
that's a
so
big thing.
she's like, oh, let me cleanse them, let me do this, let me do that. Kid's still sick. Kid's still sick. Kid's still sick.
Not
She
a good
swears,
cleanser,
she swears that it's like, no, they gave him that the evil
the
eye.
evil eye.
I need to, I just need to cleanse him and this and that. And they're like, no, take him to the doctor. Like, we'll take you to the doctor. Like, we'll give you a ride.
What's the
we'll
harm
do
in
this,
taking
we'll
him
do
to
that.
the doctor? Jeez.
Stubborn. She's like, no, I know what it is. This is what it is. Kid dies.
WebMD don't got nothing on her, huh?
So the kid passes.
Wow.
And
how old was he?
Same age as Ben. Ben's
No, but like when he passed.
It was a baby.
So he was only like days, weeks or something?
Yeah.
Because you said since he was born, no?
Yeah,
so,
like weeks, months, like
Jesus Christ.
weeks
like
probably.
As if there's no kind of sickness in the world other than just, what is brujeria?
Yeah. And it's just crazy how ridiculous the beliefs are, to where she let her child die because she was so stuck in her beliefs that, probably had some religious roots and this and that. I mean, Mexico, especially right there in TJ.
I mean, I get that,
like,
dude,
no, but I'm just saying,
how many
like,
illnesses are there in the world?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been something simple. It could have been something simple that this kid had that could have been easily treated. I mean, there's so many, things, like a kid could get a cold, and it can just turn into something so bad. And, like I was talking to Ben about that, and he was just tripping out because he's like, dude, it's so crazy how people can get stuck in these beliefs to the point where they just do not listen to reason, and it cost her child.
But somehow, some way, she's okay with it because she summed it up to her own belief.
And I bet you anything, she'll still
to this
think
day
that somebody took her kid, not her own.
And as I was dabbling in all this, I was reading up on that. Apparently, a lot of people won't even know that they have the evil eye, and
until somebody points it out, or what?
Yeah, apparently that you could be born with this to just hex people by looking at them. You didn't even mean to do it. You didn't want to do it, but you know what? You're now just this evil entity walking around aimlessly. Just hexing people.
Just ruining everybody's life. Yeah. You don't even know it. You're like,
you don't even know it. You're just like, Jesus Christ, why is everybody around me so miserable and dying and everything? Stop playing footsies with me, bro. What the hell?
You're like Midas, the guy who touched everything and turned it to gold, but you're just turning everything to
opposite.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly. Not even knowing it. Yeah, but speaking of, though, I'm going to get into some symptoms because I thought as I was reading up on some of the symptoms that people can get, I'm like, well, damn, that's pretty much everybody. Then I guess everybody's been cursed before or now. So it said that some early on symptoms of being cursed with black magic, brujeria.
Okay. Here we go.
You get disturbed sleeping.
Okay.
Like who doesn't have that? Who the hell doesn't have disturbed sleeping? Can somebody please riddle me that? Do you have disturbed sleeping? I think we all experience disturbed sleeping.
Especially in this economy. I can't afford to sleep.
In San Diego, all I have is disturbed sleeping. And then bad dreams. Again. Oh no.
Again.
I'm hella hex so far, okay? I don't know about you,
I'm
bro.
2 for 2.
I'm
2 for 2.
I'm just going to a dark place. Okay. Darkening of complexion.
I mean, I got a tan.
Like, what what are these symptoms, right?
Who thought of this? Are these the canon race people?
Headaches. Okay. Literally, just hearing some people's voice will give me a headache. So, again,
we work with the general public. Like, I can't remember a time when I didn't have a headache daily.
Yeah. So, but then as the time passes, it will begin to affect the person's relationships, their attitudes, work, money, marriage, career, and everything in between. Okay, yeah. So tell me one person who is sleep deprived, having bad dreams, and with a sick ass tan though, that isn't experiencing all this. Like, I think we all have, these are common things that happen to everybody.
I don't know a single person that's not cursed by this.
By these, based on these symptoms, we're all cursed. We are all cursed.
It's like those people in the commercials that try to prescribe medicine. They're like, hey, do you have any of these vague symptoms?
I know. Do you ever get tingling in the arm?
Yeah. Do you ever wake up and open your eyes? Like, oh, damn.
No.
I do that. Well,
have you ever drank too fast, a soda too fast, and then you just burped?
Oh no.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah. I just, jeez. And we laugh about it, but
there's such hardcore believers.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I get that. I have that. And then boom, they convince themselves.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, bro, the power of the mind. It's crazy. What you yourself can cause to happen to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I always, go back to thinking about how like there's something more at play in the world because of how strong your your brain can cause all these things that can physically ail you.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. People have issues in their marriage. They don't make the right choices in life. They just keep
It's easier
stumbling.
To blame somebody else. It's easier to blame somebody else than like take a look in the mirror and be like,
exactly. Hey. You keep stumbling. You keep messing up. You keep doing these things. And it's like, clearly somebody cursed me. That is definitely what is going on, because I don't know what else this could be. It's not me.
Yeah, it's just people can't take accountability, and they're just like, no. It's something else's fault.
My marriage didn't fail because I was a fuck up.
No.
And couldn't keep my partner happy and listen and whatever. Nope.
It was that evil eye.
The cursed. It's just, you know what? Somebody don't like me.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of times it's easier to just blame something else and believe that than it is to just take responsibility and accountability for your own like, not many people can just look in the mirror and be like, maybe it's me, maybe I suck.
Well, that takes a whole lot of person and a whole lot of self-reflection. People don't like to do. They don't like to take that time with themselves to self-reflect and have these moments where you get these epiphanies and you're just like enlightened. People don't like to do that. So
I'm the opposite. I'm constantly thinking I'm
garbage. Sit with yourself.
I look in the mirror. I'm like, you
get your shit together. What you did today, unacceptable.
Why'd you eat all that candy?
They were giving it to me. What was I supposed to say? No, that's rude.
Yeah, it's not my fault. I ate the entire party-sized bag of Doritos. It was the evil eye.
Yes. Gluttony.
Yeah.
Curse.
Yep. It wasn't me.
No.
I didn't want to eat the whole bag of spicy nacho Doritos. The evil eye forced me to eat them. And then afterwards it went, you want something sweet?
And you know what? You have no protection. I'm looking at you right now.
No, I don't have an aura.
You're even dressed in black right now. Like, that's an evil color. That's dark.
Yeah.
You're evil, bro.
To go with my tan.
To go with your tan.
Yeah. Real morenito right now,
You're looking very hexed.
Yeah. Anything I do from now on, not taking responsibility for it.
No. It's not you.
Yeah.
It's others.
Cop pulls me over. He only pulled me over because of the evil eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't speeding.
Somebody did voodoo on you.
The fuck?
Caused you to speed. It caused you to speed. It was the voodoo.
I'd get the one superstitious cop. I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
so
sorry.
Let me escort you to work.
Hey, wait, this is contagious, huh? I'm getting away.
Yeah, get away.
Back away slowly, officer.
Yeah, like it's, and I don't. I think this is going to be one of those times where we unknowingly reverse roles here, because I don't really believe in it.
I'm not saying I believe in it. I'm just saying it's something that I wouldn't really dabble in because of the rituals that they perform.
Like,
have you seen the rituals?
Yeah. So I don't necessarily.
They're gonna take my chonies and do some stuff with it.
I don't necessarily like believe in the acts of what, the cause and effect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, what freaks me out are the people that believe in it and do this,
Mm-hmm.
because like there's stories of these people like, killing people and sacrificing people and doing this
exactly,
and doing that.
The rituals, like what they do in order to make it come to life.
Yeah, and I think that people that are like extremists in any aspect are kind of scary, let alone something like this that's already has kind of a sketchy, past and sketchy just everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got like an extremist that really, really believes in it, and they think that if they sacrifice somebody or eat somebody or do this or do that, like
you're gonna be the one they're sacrificing and eating.
There's a lot of me to eat, like that'd be scary.
Yes. They're like, we could make this ritual go on for days.
Yeah, we need to invite more people to this ritual. I think we need more people at the table. Like we should have got a smaller person.
Chow time.
It's like when you overcommit to getting food and now you're like, damn. Like,
eyes are bigger than your stomach. I do that all the time. I just dropped like $80 the other day. Me and the girls went to Sonic Boom, and I ordered a total of 3 different times.
I do not like Sonic.
I didn't think I did,
Anytime
but I do.
I've had Sonic, they need to give Sonic the fucking evil eye. Anytime I've gone to Sonic,
they don't come out in their skates anymore, bro.
Good. I throw sticks on their skates.
That's mean.
I've gone to Sonic, I got a lot of displaced anger. Anytime I've gone to Sonic, the food has always been lukewarm. I've never gone to Sonic and had the food. Like, I know I'm not stupid. I know you're not in the back whipping it up. But at least, like, I've gone to Jack in the Box and I've burnt myself on a French fry. I've gotten a taco that was kind of hot and I couldn't really touch it. Anytime I've gone there a couple times. I didn't get this size being picky, but I've gone there a couple times. And anytime I've gone there, the food is it's like a clammy handshake.
That's cute. Everybody loves those. Ugh. Dead fish.
Ugh, just made me mad thinking about it. Anyways,
Sonic.
Yeah, don't sponsor us.
We are not the ones. Sorry.
Don't sponsor us unless you give us warm, crispy tater tots, which you guys sometimes have.
I got them.
Yeah, well,
just saying.
F them.
I only went because the girls wanted to go, so that's why I went. But it was good. It was good. Anyways,
let's get back on topic before you got me really
we
mad.
We gotta get on track. You're getting really derailed right now, and it's really grinding my gears. Okay.
You really upset me.
Well,
just now. Whatever I do.
Your palms are sweaty. I'm looking at you. You're like hyperventilating.
From now on.
So you're trying to control your anger and your emotions.
It's not even me doing it. It's the evil eye.
The fact that you're this angry over that tells me you are for sure 110% cursed.
Yeah. Yeah. My head hurts. My head hurts and I'm dark.
Wait, there was another one. And you have bad dreams.
Yeah, that one too. I dream about Sonic. Oh shit, I accidentally hit the mic.
Oh, we're sorry.
Sonic made me hit the mic.
Sonic, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic probably put Brujeria on me.
Yeah.
I ate that fucking lukewarm glizzy and it got me all fucking, got me all cursed.
The glizzy, huh?
Yeah. Go on, Crystal.
Okay. Because I got more to talk about.
I got your notebook.
I got more to talk about. Yeah, you see where I'm coming from. So, basically, a lot of people still believe, hello, and it's gonna keep being a thing for all time. I'm sure if this dates back to as far back as any kind of history.
And it's like I feel like it's getting more popular now
Well,
with
yeah,
like
it's
social media
acceptable.
and shit. Well,
It's
not even that. It's
acceptable.
like I'm not sure if you've seen like the whole like witchy hashtags where like they've like
Yes,
popularized it. Is that even a word? Where
it's a
they've
word
made it
now.
kind of like a fad where like they have like
Yes.
these stones and this and that and like people are basing their personalities around this.
Uh
Like,
huh.
you fake witch, you phony, you don't even you haven't even seen the craft.
Yeah, you haven't even tried to cast a spell on
Yeah,
anybody.
you're not even
You're not
you don't
even
got no you don't
selfish.
got no headaches. You're not dark like
You
me.
like everybody. Yeah. You're not dark like me.
Your dreams are
You're
probably
all
good.
pale,
Yeah,
clearly. Yes,
but
you are
yeah, like
not.
I've seen that where it's like you know, and it's like I think it's one of those things where it's like they have these beliefs and they're trying to belong to like a little group or whatever, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to be a part of
They
something,
just want to belong, you
and
know?
like I've seen that where they go and they do like
But that is not the
they do like
way.
rituals, and I'm like, what if like I don't really believe in it, like I think
You
part
don't
of
know what you're doing.
who knows, what if you awaken
So,
Cthulhu? I don't know.
but that it did get me thinking because you know how the last episodes and last things that we've been talking about, we keep dabbling and going into this whole other dimension, other realms, and this and that. It's like, what if when they're doing these rituals and stuff, because they seem like they're even high. It seems like they go elsewhere. Like they're not really here. They're gone. They're gone with it.
Especially like the voodoo where like you see them get into like a
Yeah.
trance, their eyes are rolled back, they're
Uh-huh.
doing these
It's like,
dances,
where are
and
they going?
you know uh,
That's
um
that's the little part of me that's like, all right. I don't want to mess with that. I'm just gonna turn the other
well,
way and walk
and a lot of
this
that
way.
also connects with hallucinogens, where a lot of these people, they
Mm-hmm.
consume these ritualistic things that make them trip out, and they're like on a whole nother like plane of
That's what I'm saying
existence.
because they say they go and they get into a spirit world.
Hmm.
It's not here. It's a different. It's a different realm. It's in the spirit world.
What
You
if
know,
that's just
I don't believe.
the only way that they can describe it?
Yeah,
What if that's the
I
only
don't.
word for it that they
I
can
don't
give you?
believe in the whole demonic part, satanic part. Like I don't believe in all of that. But the little part of me that is still leaning more towards there being something more after this. Like we were saying, it's just such a sad thought and idea to think that this is it.
The-
Like, why are we so intricately I can't say that word right now. Made right now, made, and why do we function and operate the way that we do?
yeah,
And then to be like, all right, and you're done. The
yeah,
end.
nothing matters.
So because I truly want to believe in something more. Obviously, we're never going to know until we're on the other side of
Yeah.
whatever after this. Because of that though, I'm just like, what if they are tapping into that part but they're using it for evil? Who's to say? We don't know what's after this. What if it's just like this, but in a different dimension where there is still good and bad, the balance.
I saw a
You
tweet
know
where
what I
somebody
mean?
said, "What if when you die, somebody takes off your VR headset?" They just pull it off.
Dude, you almost made me spit this out. A conspiracy juice.
but but yeah, I mean, and it's just like we've discussed before. Being humans, we only know how to deal within things within our perception, within what our scope of knowledge is. And if your scope of knowledge says that something's demonic or that something's this or that something's that, that's how you're going to describe it, because that's the only scope
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
how to, that's like your zone, that's what so it's like if something's outside of that kind of you know
Mm-hmm.
zone of where you think and things like that, like outside of like you can't like really understand it, you're just gonna you're just gonna describe things.
Burped and it burned.
You're just gonna describe
Try to
things
be all
like
quiet.
you're just gonna describe things how you are. So it's like, if these people like are seeing some, crazy stuff in this alternate dimension, but the only way that they know how to describe it is a way that, is demonic in the way that we understand,
Mm-hmm.
our perception of reality,
Yeah.
then that's how it's gonna come off.
Yep. Yep.
But who knows?
It could be
I
your own fear driving you to think that you're feeling dark entity,
yeah,
dark this and evil that. You know what I mean? Like it could be your own fear of the unknown, of
yep,
not knowing where you are, what's going on, what's happening, that because of the unknown, you're scared, you're afraid, because naturally, for some reason, that's our instinct to the unknown, to be afraid. And so
I
their
think
their
that's a
whole
defense mechanism that's just built into us, where we just have to be afraid
run.
of things just because it.
I don't know what that is. Get away.
Well, because it's think about it. It's like if you're scared of something, you can react faster because you're expecting something to
Yeah.
happen. Whereas if you're not scared of something, then you kind of have like a false sense of like nothing can go wrong, and like that's how people get like fucked up by bears.
Here we go. Here we go.
But it's like it's true, it's like
Oh
you get that
man.
like naiveness and stuff like that, where it's like maybe that whole fear of it is a natural just reaction just because it's a defense mechanism. But then I think the biggest problem with that is people that weaponize it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I couldn't do that.
no, that was a
My
solid
nail
one.
got stuck.
All right, Crystal, now that we're back from our little uh um
Intermission.
yeah, paid for by our sponsors, that's not Sonic.
It's not. We get better sponsors than that, like Jack in the Box,
Yeah, it's 7-Eleven hot dogs.
7-Eleven for sure, all day.
Mm-hmm.
Chili beans.
To the beans. So weaponizing fear
Mm-hmm.
and kind of going into that. I mean, it's like the Templars. Like that's kind of how they did everything. Was like they were able to get these angry mobs, and it
Yeah.
was just because they just used everybody's fear against them. I mean, there's a track record of humanity just doing that time and time and time again.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Nothing's changed.
No. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having fear because it does keep you out of trouble and it does keep you safe for the most part. Um, but just when it gets to a point where you're not living a real life anymore, then you got to change something. But yeah, so I mean, you go to these places that are unknown, and right away fear takes over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know how to really describe it in a positive way because during the time while being there, you were afraid. So how is that a positive experience? So you're going to describe it in a negative way, right?
Makes sense.
So bottom line though, whatever the case is, I wouldn't want to mess with it because I'm leaning more towards there's something else. There's got to be something else. Um, whatever it is, I don't know.
It's
But I'm
like
not messing with it, bro. I'm not
we
touching it.
we like to believe that there's something more at play, and it's like, what if just like you can believe something enough to make it hurt you, is it possible that somebody can believe something so much that they manifest something that hurts you? Like,
Yes.
you know?
Yes. Well, you know, there's like I mean, just think about it. All these energies from all these different people being pulled together
Mm-hmm.
into
Like a spirit
one
bomb.
designated, yeah, it's a spirit bomb. You just designate it and attack, like all these energies. You're just collecting it. So how they're saying, they're like example, the ones that they're saying that they even lead them to death and they're collecting souls. They're building like this little damn army, this hex army to go and mess up other people, mess up their lives and stuff. So who knows? I have no idea. And I guess the only way to really know is until it happens to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at that point, it's like, is it just because you opened yourself to it And now that's why you became more susceptible to it happening to you. Would it really have happened if you didn't open yourself up to it, if you would just mind your own damn business and kept moving forward? Or is it now happening to you because you opened yourself to the possibility, like, you know what, I think this could happen to me, so then it happens to you because you believed it could happen to you.
Yeah. And yeah, again, we know just so little that, like, who's to say? Who's to say if you don't put enough of that energy out there, whether it's negative or positive, because, like, we talked about this last time where I'm a firm believer in you get what you give. And it's like, you try to attract positive, that hopefully positive comes to you. But who's to say that the opposite isn't true?
Yeah.
Where you can just be such a hater.
No, really, it's all that negative energy. You're just like leaking it out into the world.
Maybe I've caused some of it. Like one time this guy cut me off, and I was like, oh, I hope you get hit by a trolley. And a truck that looked just like this guy's got hit by a trolley. So it's like, oh, I gave him the evil eye. What if I'm giving people the evil eye?
You didn't even know.
Yeah,
You didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't feel bad though.
Well, he had it coming. It sounds to me like he had it coming.
Yeah, dude. You don't do that. It's dangerous. Fuck around and find out.
Don't mess with the evil eye.
Yeah. I went like that to him. I looked at him.
Uh-huh.
And then, I saw on the news, white pickup truck got hit by a trolley. And I was like, well.
But with that kind of stuff, I am a believer as far as like protecting your energy. And just making sure you're also producing the right energy.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Like you have to be really careful with all of that. So with that, I am a believer, when it comes to your energy. So I mean, getting back on it though, with black magic though, it's still being practiced all over the world. All over the world.
Oh yeah.
There's
some form or another.
Yeah. No, there's places where there's even healers, like I guess certain people, they call themselves healers. They'll go out to specific places where they know for a fact people go and do all their witchery, and they break the hexes. They break the curses.
Cursed people.
Yeah.
They're like Sam and Dean Winchester.
Yeah, because what they do is they'll have like jars and bottles and all kinds of different things, right? And they're just like tucked away, but in like a most random remote place. So these healers go out to these places where they hear, oh, that's where people are putting all their hexes and stuff.
Like a hex bag, like in Supernatural?
Similar. Yeah. No, there's even stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a thing. Supernatural is what you think they just came up with all this stuff?
Well,
no, they did.
I mean,
they did intensive research with Supernatural. I love that show. Supernatural, you could sponsor us. And
it's over though.
It's okay. They still go to Comic-Con like every year.
Yeah.
The Winchester brothers.
Cool.
Jensen, Ackles, I'm single. You may not be, you may not hear this, you may not want me, but Jensen Ackles, what's up?
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot.
Shoot your shot.
Worst he can say is no and get a restraining order. But hey, it's just a piece of paper.
You know what? I'm willing to take that risk.
Yeah, he's dealt with worse.
Yeah.
He's dealt with creepy crawlers.
I'm a sane fan, okay? I'm not insane.
No, I'll give you that, I guess. So do they have like different variations, like a hex jar?
So they have different ones, obviously, because there's different curses. There's different curses. But as they were unveiling all of them, and they're like taking them out, digging them up, whatever, and they're taking out the stuff that they placed in there. Uh-huh. It's like personal belongings, and
how'd they get it?
That's what I'm saying.
Goodness.
Yeah, it's personal belongings. So obviously they have some kind of closeness or something where they can get these things from them. And sucks to say, but usually the ones that are doing it are your neighbors, family, friends, quote unquote friends.
What do they say? It's always your own people.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I mean, why? But think about it though. Why would some rando be like, I don't like you, I'm gonna curse you?
Yeah, I mean,
but why would they do that? It has to be someone who knows you.
Look at all the mobster movies. It's always the ones that
Yeah,
It's always the
somebody that
closest
knows
one. It's
you.
always those, you know?
If someone's being a little extra friendly, chances are they probably did something. They're
Yeah.
trying to play it cool. They're like, oh shit, I'm about to blow my
Better
cover.
better look for a hex jar, a
Yeah.
hex Tupperware, hex Ziploc bag.
Go and retrace their steps or something with them. Yeah.
That one always tripped me on Supernatural, where they had like, remember they were going
The
through,
bags.
yeah,
And
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, 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 where those two witches were fighting with each other, and they were just like, yeah,
Yeah.
they were like going in there looking for the hex bags because they were like, people were just dropping like flies, and like
Yep.
that chick was just putting hex bags everywhere. They're like, where is it?
Now I'm gonna watch that show all over again.
But yeah, like I knew that was like obviously grounded in, um some form of like reality, in a sense of like, what we see in a daily. But I didn't know that they'd be like, does a bigger hex container hex you more?
Right? The bigger the container, the bigger the hex.
Yeah, like if I get like a hex.
Well, they didn't get into all of that. They were just showing like the healer taking all this stuff out. And apparently it has such a like impact on them where it could even kill the person who's breaking the curse. So they have to go very well prepared, and they got to do like a cleanse, una limpieza, they got to really be prepared for what they're going to endure while they're breaking all these
And
curses and
it's
stuff.
almost like they're doing a what's it called, an exorcism.
Seriously. But it's like, what a nice person. They have no idea who all these people are that just got these curses, but they're just like, you know what? We're going to go and we're going to break all these curses. And the thing is, whoever breaks them and stuff, chances are that it's going to go on to them. So that's why they have to go prepared. They got to be protected. They got to have someone that can cleanse. It's like a whole ordeal.
It's a never-ending chain of cleansers.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you gotta cleanse me, then they cleanse you. It's just a hot potato.
Yeah. No, and there was this guy, he was documenting it, right? And he was there with this whole thing. He was a non-believer, hardcore non-believer, and he went to do this documentary to see what it's all about because it intrigued him. And as they're doing the limpiezas and everything, apparently, I guess some of the bad juju got onto him, and he said he wasn't feeling well. He was describing some of the symptoms, like a headache.
This guy got a headache.
Yeah.
I had all
And
these
that he
vague
just
symptoms.
yeah, he didn't, yeah, the vague symptoms. He didn't feel well and everything, and then that it just kind of started progressing but very rapidly. So the guy told him, can you let us do a cleanse on you? And that he was like, well, yeah, I guess I got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
like,
at that point,
sure.
It's like, all right, well, whatever.
Yeah, so that they laid him down. They like had to cover him with some cloth or whatever, and then they cleansed him, and he was like, it was at that moment that he basically became a believer because of how he was feeling prior to the cleanse. He's like, I guess it was latching on to me because there was no other explanation for him feeling that way after they're doing all this stuff and breaking the curses and everything. So he started becoming a believer because of that, and he was just like, safe to say that I just don't want to mess with that stuff.
At that point, I mean,
And he even warned, he's like, whether you believe in it or not, just don't mess with it.
yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. And if someone wants to cleanse you, let them.
Yeah.
Good intentions though. But anywho, so there are some places that I specifically like, they stood out to me that they still practice some sort of witchcraft, black magic. Like in Chile, they call it the Kalku with a K, like us, K.
I feel like you're not saying that right.
Kalku. How would you say it?
They probably say it some weird
No,
way,
how would you say it? Tell me how you would say that.
I say it like that, but I'm just saying. I'm not
say
saying,
it then.
I'm not saying I can say it better.
Say it.
I'm saying that
You're right. You can't say it better, so say it. What are you afraid of? Lame. So
probably somebody's gonna be like,
this one was a little like trippy though, because it says that it's mainly women, right? Which like I get it.
Aren't most
basically basically witches at the end of the day, they're all women apparently. Only 20% or whatever made up men. But traditionally they're women, but they take the form of mythological creatures.
Like a Bigfoot?
She's a cryptid. what I gathered from that piece of information, I was like, oh, cryptid.
Yeah.
There's a cryptid witch out there. Why didn't we talk about that last time?
Right. But
I didn't even know. Mythological creature.
The whole like
in Chile.
Male to female
Kalku.
Like witches, like even if a guy, let's say you met a guy.
Let's say that's
he said
that's a long shot.
And he said, and he said, yo, I'm a witch. You'd laugh just because, like,
first of all, he said witch and not like a sorcerer or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a witch.
yeah.
Like that's cute.
Like he didn't go like, Hagrid didn't go, you're a witch, Harry.
Yeah. What?
He said you're a wizard.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, like
can you level up? Can you at least level up, or is this a done deal? Like there's no more advancing from here. Like
is witch gender neutral?
Of course. No, it's not.
Is it that?
I mean, you would think witch is
because
when you think witch, you just automatically think female.
Yeah, but did we
genderize it?
Yeah. Did we put a gender on it?
Because of course we did. Everything that is done is because of us.
Because when we think of witch, we think of the general, image, the stereotypical
well,
Halloween.
That became.
It's like a hag.
That was through
with
time.
the stringy hair and the pointy hat and
the
broom.
Mole. Don't forget the mole. Why the mole?
The nose.
We'll get into that with the whole witchcraft stuff.
Yeah, but I believe
witch hunts.
I think the term could be gender neutral.
Well,
which are you talking about?
Which?
Go on. Sorry. I'm trying to be
exploring your thoughts. That's what this is all about.
It's 2023, all right? I'm just trying to be.
It's the year of exploration and adventure. Get out there.
I'm not trying to assume anybody's witch gender.
No.
So which is I've decided.
You're witch neutral.
I've decided which is gender neutral.
Yes, witch neutral.
Take that.
Boom. It's a thing now. It's brought to you by Supernatural. Jensen Ackles. I'm still here.
Oh my God. Go on, Crystal.
Okay, anywho. Now, in the Philippines, they refer to witchcraft as Kulam.
That sounds about right.
Tell me how you would say it.
No, that sounds about right.
Kulam. Okay. Yeah. But
I know a handful of Tagalog.
But black magic is called. Now this is gonna be. You're gonna correct me on this one. Mango Kulam.
No, that sounds about right.
Mango Kulam.
And
I think I pronounced that right.
And
Mango Kulam.
Philippines.
Mango Kulam.
Very Catholic as well. Very, very Catholic.
Mm-hmm. I like the sound of that. Mango Kulam.
Yeah, no, that sounds right.
Mango Kulam.
I did some what's that Duolingo with the bird?
Yes, Duolingo.
Yeah.
Also, we're ready to be sponsored.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
They're legit.
Yeah.
I learned some things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. I learned a couple Tagalog phrases.
French.
Mm-hmm.
You learned Italian? That would probably be
no
easier
Tagalog.
Than me.
Tagalog phrases.
Tagalog.
Yeah, a lot of Spanish in it.
So I know Tagalog, but just bad words.
A lot of the words are similar to or the same in Spanish.
So, getting back to it, Mango Kulam.
Mm-hmm.
They use voodoo dolls and mainly they do harm people. But they can also be useful for you. Like, so if you're on their good side, they can actually help you out. Like they're one of the few that I read that still use love potions to this day. Love potions. Potion.
No.
Nobody has used that on me.
Clearly.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That was a moment of silence for the lack of love in my life.
Pour one out. Pour out some conspiracy.
A moment of silence on that.
But so do they use like voodoo dolls like voodoo?
Voodoo, like a voodoo doll. You make the doll and you do things to it to affect the person.
What do they call it though? It's obviously I don't know.
Voodoo doll. Mango Kulam voodoo doll.
But voodoo's its own thing, so.
Well, apparently they
probably call it
they took it. They're like, we're making it our own.
We like that.
Yeah. They're like, you could take something of ours too, sharing
Yeah.
is caring.
Yeah, we like that.
Hey, voodoo doll, that seems to be working. We'll use that.
That shit's tight.
Yeah.
Can we have some of that?
Voodoo doll.
Okay, go on.
That's the anywho.
Love potions.
So that's in the Philippines. Then in Mexico, they center on the Santa Muerte.
Yeah, which is what all the cartels believe
Santa Muerte.
All the cartels believe in that. That's
hardcore.
Scary. That is terrifying.
Ooh.
That's one of those what I'm telling you. I'm not really scared of like, the whole what it's gonna do to me, but what they do for it, because those narcos with Santa,
dude, they don't play.
I don't know if you have it in your little notes there where they have
Probably
like all
not.
those like they found like a narco like a compound, and they found hella human skeletons that were used in rituals to protect them from being caught by the police.
I mean, seems to have been working.
It is terrifying. Like they straight up sacrifice people.
Oh yeah.
For that. And use their bones and do this and do that. Like
it goes hardcore.
Yeah.
So Santa Muerte, that's a whole nother topic in itself. I mean, all of these, like I said, they just branch off into so much more. So if you guys are interested, just go ahead and do some little Google search and do some little YouTube, whatever.
Yeah,
if you want to read more, yeah. We'll go ahead and put it in the description below. So if you forget what it's called, we'll have it on there. Santa Muerte.
Yeah.
Central African Republic, they prosecute those who practice witchcraft, counting for most of their crimes, which is about 40%. 40% of their crimes, dude.
What part of Africa?
In the Central African Republic.
Okay.
40%.
That seems
40%.
Look.
Just let that sit for a bit. 40% of their crime is based on they must have so you're just sitting there like in such disbelief.
Because
that's the number though. That is the actual number.
I'm trying to say something without
what? Just say it.
Do you remember the movie Friday?
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the African dude that came and started talking shit? He's like, I can't get jiggy to this. I'm not doing the accent or anything like that, because I'm not gonna have people coming at me.
Okay, go.
But I'm just imagining an African cop arresting somebody for witchcraft, and then he just dusts off his hands and he goes, another job well done. We got that he witch.
Okay. So you thought that was bad? Check out in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, Lord. I can only imagine it's going to be worse.
They have an entire police unit dedicated, assigned. Like, this is what they do. This police unit.
This is when we need the cameras to record our reactions.
Your face is in just such disbelief. Saudi Arabia has the entire police unit assigned to fight.
Oh, Lord.
Witchcraft related crime. And they just in 2012 alone, they arrested 215 sorcerers.
Whoa.
I dropped
that. Not even
word.
a witch.
Not a witch. Sorcerers.
Damn.
Okay,
they were going more
heavy.
Serious.
Yeah, they were going heavy into their witchcraft.
That's like when
Sorcery.
When the cops take pictures with like their bus and they have like, oh, we got all these keys of drugs and all this money. They're just taking pictures with a bunch of dudes in robes. Like, we got all these 200 and something sorcerers. Now you're safe.
Yeah. Dude, they're doing their part in making this world a better place.
So I'm a very.
What are you doing?
I'm a very visual person. So like in my head, I'm running through a scenario.
How do you think these people's faces are when they're getting caught for doing some witchcraft, some sorcery, and they're like getting prosecuted?
Do you think that the witch police get the same respect as the regular police?
Saudi Arabia, you know they're prosecuting to the fullest.
Oh yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But do you think that the witch police have the same respect? Like, You know, all the cops go to the locker room. You know, like you seen those like police, like those movies.
They have different uniforms.
No, but like you've seen those movies, right? Where it's like, you know, cops, like they're in their locker, you know, they're hanging up all their stuff, and they're like, oh man, another long day on the beat. You know, then you have this like witch cop coming. He's like, yeah, dude, I know. Caught a couple sorcerers, and he's like, you know, hanging up his,
caught them,
you know,
mid-spell,
his wand-proof vest. He's just hanging it up, and he's just like, oh man. And meanwhile, you got this other guy who's like been shot at that same day. And he's just like, oh yeah, dude.
He's like, oh, it's really good time for a cleanse.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, you really got those sorcerers. You know, or like, you know what I mean? Like, do they just like talk around the water cooler and they're just like swapping war stories? Like, yeah, bro, you remember last year when we busted all those sorcerers? What you guys do? Like, he demeans the other cop. Like, oh, you caught a couple drug dealers? Try a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Oh,
talk about putting my life on the line. That extends to my whole family.
Yeah. You want the evil eye?
Yeah.
You know, like,
you have no idea.
He's just demeaning
the regular. How crazy it is out there.
He's demeaning the regular cops.
The risks.
Oh yeah, I wish I only arrested drug dealers, murderers, and arsonists. You got it easy.
Yeah.
You ever tried arresting a sorcerer? You know how hard it is to prove somebody's a sorcerer? We do it anyways. They're always screaming, oh, we're innocent. You know how hard it is to arrest somebody that keeps saying they're innocent?
Mid-ritual. How innocent, huh?
Yeah, how innocent were you? We saw you.
Yeah.
God.
Over here, sana colita de rana, witch.
Do they have like a special like badge?
I was really, really hoping that I'd come across like some kind of video footage of like this police task force.
Just a bust. Like they show up in like a SWAT van.
Yeah.
And like they all just come out in robes.
I was hella going deep trying to Google, find anything.
Lord.
You know my curiosity.
But you know what? They're probably clowning on us with our Space Force. They're like, look at these idiots. Space Force? Bunch of dumbass Americans.
Yeah.
How many sorcerers did we arrest today?
Yeah.
They don't even arrest sorcerers over there. What? They're worried about space, not about sorcerers? But yeah, but it's like, you know, they're probably roasting on us because we got Space Force, you know, which is a real thing. Like I saw it in a Navy Federal commercial. I saw Space Force listed in a Navy Federal commercial.
Well, that's a thing, bro. That's why I want to sign up.
I just can't believe
there's so many things I want to sign up for just because out of pure curiosity.
I just can't believe that there's a witch.
A witch task force. Dun 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 dun.
Do they have their own? Like again, like I'm just like running through all these scenarios. Like, do they have their own like police academy?
I need better cable TV. Like, I don't even have cable, but I need better.
I want witch cops on TV. Well, you get what I mean?
Hey, I need freaking Rick's remote, like his TV.
Yeah, that'd be one of the channels.
Just his cable, you know, it's on there.
Yeah, witch cops.
Yeah, that's what I need. That's the television.
I have so many questions. Like, do they have their own, you know, police academy? Like, there's regular police academy, and then there's witch academy. Do you think that there's regular cops? Like, do you think it's like a promotion?
For sure.
Like, do you think that there's a promotion where it's like, oh, I'm gonna work my way up to detective and then witch cop?
Yeah, they get better everything.
Because better food. Like, if you're superstitious enough, like as a whole, they could put you on a pedestal for being a witch cop. I could easily see that being a thing.
You know, they give them special medallions.
No way.
I'm joking. At this point, anything is believable with that.
Yeah, like
you're about to go off.
Yeah. You know, I don't doubt it now. They probably have little like those little like medals and stuff. You know?
Yeah. What is it? The purple ribbon, but for
the
purple heart. They have it for them.
You get this when you arrest 100 sorcerers. You wouldn't get it. You just arrest murderers.
Yeah.
Idiot.
It's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, I like that we've given witch cops a superiority complex. They just think they're better.
They deserve it, though.
They're heroes.
They are.
You don't get
one
it.
of a kind.
But go on with your notes, all right? You've upset me too much.
Okay, this is basically the last I got for you. Okay, this was actually some heavy stuff. And I actually did find like some videos, photographs and stuff. So we all heard about the witch trials, the witch hunt trials. You know, they also, aka the burning times, you know, because of how many people they burned.
Hella. Not because they were burning.
Yes.
Not because they were burning trees.
No. There were, this was people getting burned. And this dates back to 1428, like the early 15th century-ish.
Yeah.
In Switzerland, Europe. And basically it lasted about 300 years. 300 years.
From
centuries.
But I'm saying like 300 years from there to here, or like
no from that time. I mean, people are still getting prosecuted now, as we just discussed, you know, but not as crazy as it did back then. So with the burning times, the witch trials, they still don't know what the actual death toll is. And there's different numbers that were thrown around everywhere. But basically, it could be anywhere from 40,000 up to about 200,000 people that were killed during this.
Jeez. And the population wasn't what it is now then.
It was getting to a point where they were pretty much wiping out all their women.
Yeah, like you
like, how you think you're gonna procreate, dumbass?
They're like, oh damn,
we didn't even keep one to help us keep going on. Like,
who's keeping track of this? Can somebody get some damn witch cops in here? They're supposed to be taking, you know,
they gotta take action. We can't.
What are
the
statistics here? What are the numbers? You guys, damn witch cops. That's what we pay you for.
Oh my god, what is our male to female ratio again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were borderline eliminating women because, of course, 80% of the so-called witches were women. Surprisingly, though, I was even surprised to see that there was any kind of actual number as to how many men were prosecuted.
Yeah, that
20%.
I was going to ask you. So there was few witches.
There was. Yep. So that, I mean, it was mainly women who were unmarried and
harlots.
Yeah, like older, like in their 40s and stuff. Like, yeah,
that was even older back then.
Older.
When the
oh yeah. She was a grandma.
Yeah, at that point, you know, people were having kids, and they weren't even like 20 yet. They were having kids as teenagers, and stuff like that. Like,
but I mean, you know how this all went. They would imprison them, they would torture them,
and we're talking about
ultimately they'd kill them. It's not just the Salem witch trials. That's just one of the most popular ones because of what happened, what led to that. It was just stupid girls that caused all that chaos and everything.
I got something for you on Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
I'll let you go on, because I need to get another conspiracy juice before I tell you about that.
Oh, okay. Well, so basically, they would torture them, right? And the ways that they would torture them,
they were real creative.
It was in history.
In a bad way. I'm not condoning.
In a bad way.
I'm not condoning torture. I'm just saying it was pretty messed up.
It was the torture was aimed and designed to get a confession out of them.
Yeah. They created a no-win.
There's no winning. You're either gonna confess, and then we're gonna like kill you quickly, or you're gonna just be tortured and eventually confess, or you're gonna eventually die, from all the pain that you're enduring,
Yeah, at that point you're like, yeah, just kill me, dude. Like, you've already been dunking me in water, within an inch of my life. You've already been, beating me and doing
Jesus
this
Christ.
and
the tests that they would do on them to see if they're a witch.
If you die when we drown you, you're not a witch. Yeah, those are some of them I saw.
Yeah, that was literally one of them. That was more so with Salem.
Yeah.
So that was one of the tests. But the way that they would wrap the rope around them and stuff, there's no wind. They're not going to come out of it.
No.
None of them were going to float. None of them.
Guess they're not a witch.
Yeah.
Look how dead
none
they
of
are.
them. None of them were actually a witch.
Mm-mm.
you know. But yeah, so with those, it was because if they had, like we were saying, like if they had bad luck, misfortune, if their crops weren't growing, whatever they could blame on, the witches, they were basically like their scapegoat. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's the fall
oh,
guy.
life is going bad for me, so it's a witch's fault. Now we got to find who the witch is. And then there goes all the
There
witch
goes
hunts.
Crystal,
There goes Crystal,
minding her own business.
Yeah, I'm just trying to live my life. I would have for sure been labeled as a witch. I already know it.
Yeah,
Everything
you
that they
got
were
you got
doing
a
back
mouth on
then,
you.
you know, it's a good thing, and sometimes it just comes back and bites me in the ass, and I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah,
I did say that.
yeah,
Ah,
man. I would have been dunking you in a wooden bucket. Like, I don't know, guys.
damn.
We'll get a confession out of her. Dunk her again.
I'm still not convinced.
Yeah, I don't
There's something
know.
missing here.
I don't know.
But yeah, so float in the water, guilty. Sink, you're innocent. They would look for the witch's mark. Remember, like I said, also the third nipple. Third nipple is also for sure. Any kind of mark you had on you. Then they had this. It was called
How
a
common
witch.
were third nipples back then?
Apparently, they were pretty common. More
Jeez.
common than these days, because we have technology to get it removed without a
Mm-hmm.
scar. They would have these witch prickers. So they were
Just
like
stab
they were
them?
like needle type of things. Yeah. So they would say that the devil would make them immune to the pain, right?
What?
So they would go along their body pricking them. But even if you did react, then it's you faking it.
So
It's
what's the
you
point of the
faking it,
test?
right? Then they would prick the person, even if they didn't have a mark, they would prick them because what if they hid their mark with the witchcraft and it's hidden? So they had to prick them to try and find where they hid the mark. Do you hear how dumb this stuff is?
So they created these tests, but then they're like, well, if you pass the test, there's a reason you passed.
And as the people, the designated torturer was doing his torturing, they would tell them, don't look at her, don't make eye contact or anything, because she'll put witchcraft on you.
The evil eye.
So they couldn't even have sympathy. They
Jeez.
showed no kind of compassion, no kind of remorse, no nothing. They led on the torture to the very end. And then they get a confession, they still kill him, you know? But they'd get a confession and then they'd ask you to bring a couple more down with you. Name them. Name who your accomplices are. And it just kept going and going and going and going and going.
Dude.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh.
Mm.
You need a little more conspiracy juice
Mm-hmm.
for everything that's happening right now with all this witchery.
You're saying going and going and
So
going.
yeah, they just keep going and going and going, right? Endless little cycle with that, with the torturing and the pointing of the fingers with the witches and stuff. Um, some of the ways that they tortured, I mean, they get pretty creative with it. But there's some that they won't really even mention in certain articles and stuff. You have to actually just watch it on YouTube and they talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were mainly like beheaded, hung, they drowned them. But the main thing was they would burn them, as you know, with the torturing. They would do this like they would tie their arms behind them, and then they would hoist them up,
Oh
right?
no.
So their arms would end up coming out of their sockets. And to cause more pain, they would put weights on their feet
Jeez.
to cause more pain. That's one of the nicer
That's a
tortures.
nicer way?
That was one of the um less creative ways, I guess you could say, that they did some pretty crazy torturing that I was just like, the amount of pain that they were putting them through it's just unhuman to even do that. whatever the belief is, like who are you to do that to another person though? Like who are you? Who do you think you really are?
Yeah, and
You
then
know?
using God and all this other stuff to kind
Yeah.
of enforce it.
Yeah. But it's just the torturing. I mean, that right there, I was just stuck on that for a while because I mean, I couldn't help but just imagine what was going through their mind at the time, the you know, the people and the lack of sympathy and just I mean, it's a different time, I know that, but I couldn't help but just think about everything that was going on with them at that time and to go that way. You know, you're just trying to live your life and you get accused of being a witch. They couldn't even hide. They couldn't even get away from it. Like that's the even suckier part. They couldn't even get away. They couldn't escape it.
There's a whole angry ass mob there.
Yeah. They're coming to get you. They're hunting. It's a witch hunt. But anywho, you were saying that you had something for me regarding the
Yeah.
Salem witch trials.
Yeah, so I had to kind of like read a refresher on it just to kind of
Get back on track with your thoughts.
yeah, because I kind of knew the whole, idea of it, like, but I guess recently they started looking into it, and they think that a batch of tainted rye is what caused the Salem witch trials, because I was reading up on it right now too. But apparently, there is a certain type of fungus that grows in this tainted rye.
Mm-hmm.
That fungus, when consumed, has similar effects to DMT.
Yeah.
And so it made these people hallucinate, people were convulsing, and there is a correlation between the witch trials and people getting this. It's called ergot,
Mm-hmm.
and the poisoning is called ergotism or something like that,
Okay.
where basically people would convulse and things like that, and they started, like, people went to the doctor and they said that they were bewitched, and then other people started having issues.
Oh, these
So there is this correlation
doctors.
between this spike in people getting poisoned by this type of fungus. And put it to you this way, this fungus on this stuff is so bad that they wouldn't feed it to livestock these days. Like, that's not something that they would even, like, it's beyond trash. And these people were like consuming it. So there's a study. Maybe we can put the link into the thing where they can kind of like read the whole, the breakdown of it.
Mm-hmm.
But in a nutshell, a fungus that was inside of tainted rye that made its way into Salem,
Mm-hmm.
um, led to them hallucinating, convulsing, this, that, all this other stuff, and they had no explanation for it.
Yeah.
And as we've
This is a different
seen,
time, you know?
yeah,
They don't have
as
the
we've
resources
seen,
and
when
technology.
people are scared or people don't know or
Yep.
this or
Yep.
that,
Yep.
fear takes over, and it just takes that one person to say something,
Yep.
and then it just snowballs into just a shit show.
So many things have really gone down in history and made history out of simple ass fear.
Yeah,
Unable to explain. And you don't know and then history makes its mark. That's just craziness. But I mean, that's pretty much all I got for you with this. And um, I did want to go into some other stuff later on. That'll be another day, like with Wicca
mm.
and Voodoo. There was some juicy stuff with Voodoo. But like I said, because it branches off into so many different directions, I was just like, no, I
It's
gotta break it down because this can literally go on for
yeah,
hours if you hit every single one of those things.
because it incorporates so much. So it incorporates just the what fascinates me is just like the human aspect of it, like how we can spin a tale and turn
Mm-hmm.
it into whatever we want.
Yeah.
Kind of like the cryptid thing that we were talking about,
Yeah.
where it's just
Yeah.
like, the human aspect of it is just fascinating, where people can just spin the tale how they want. And then the other thing is spiritual aspect of it. You know,
Yeah.
it ties in
Where
the
are they going?
human mind. It ties in the spiritual aspect of not just where are they going or this or that, but also like that a lot of witchcraft and things like that somehow some way does get tied to religion often. You know,
Oh,
demonic, this,
for
that, the
sure.
third,
It's always
whatever.
between the battle of good and evil,
Yeah.
light and dark, and it's always just that battle that's going on, and it sums up to religion.
Yes.
And religion plays a huge factor
Mm-hmm.
in so many things that go down in history. Um, so, I mean, not to knock on anybody's religion or anything, but yeah, definitely so many things have happened. And the source of it all is a person's religious beliefs.
Yep. Yep. I mean, there's a lot of things at play there, you know, and it, you know, specifically with you know the whole like witchcraft and everything like that. There's just so many pieces of it, and it just spider webs into so many different aspects of weird, supernatural, paranormal, all this other stuff because you know you got people talking to spirits, you got people talking to you know the dead, you got people bringing the dead back to life, you got the religious aspect, you got you know the physical aspect where people are making concoctions to you know to like the pufferfish thing. You
Mm-hmm.
got you know these people that are making these concoctions to like trip out.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, you just have so many different things at play that it's really hard to put it all in one box.
Oh, for sure.
You know, it's out the box, if you will.
Yeah.
So, so it's just like you can't just put it all into one category. You know, just because it's just it just turns into so much. You know, and then when you start connecting it to one thing, and then you'll have a history that's rooted in this thing and that thing, and then you know, like you know, a lot of it was with the whole like the fear was brought by like religion and like it's just it's a trip how it all just kind of connects to each other.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I mean, there's so much more to this, but again, that branches into other parts of it, and
That'd be a very long
it
podcast
would it would be it would.
if
I
we
was
if we
trying to
if
touch
we
on certain
incorporated
things, but
everything.
yeah, yeah. So we'll touch on that another time. I definitely am very very intrigued by it all. So I I still want to know more, and we'll learn more about it and share that with everybody later. But as far as this goes, I mean, that pretty much does it for me. You got anything else to say, bro?
No, I
No.
mean be on the lookout for some you know
Some
we'll probably
headaches, some bad dreams.
we'll probably do some shorts.
Oh, the shorts.
We'll probably do a couple shorts or like a couple little mini clips on like maybe a couple highlights of like you know different things from this podcast, like maybe some highlights on what we talked about with the voodoo
Little
and like
like
you know the
touching back
zombies,
on
the
it.
voodoo zombies. You know, we
Oh,
can
yeah,
do a
okay, okay.
some little shorts on stuff like that because there are some really cool aspects of it that we didn't really touch on too much,
Yeah,
but that we could easily just kind of make a little thing on because
just
it's
like
pretty cool.
yeah, 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 definitely. I'll be looking up for some stuff as well. But that pretty much does it for this one. Episode 3, based it out the box. The black magic, aka.
Brujeria.
Ooh.
Be on the lookout
Yeah.
for
You guys,
headaches.
yeah, and if you have anything else to add to this, feel free to, mention in the comments and stuff below. Share this with people. This one had some had some good information.
I think
So
so.
reflect on it.
She put a look. She put a lot. I'm looking at her notes right now,
Uh-huh.
and it's very well written. She put a lot of work into this, so you know, do if not for me, if not for me, you know, maybe you got pissed off when I started talking smack about, you know, Sonic. Maybe you work at Sonic. Maybe you like Sonic. Maybe you get up and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna put my skates on. Oh wait, no, I don't have skates anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk like a regular person,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna serve the most lukewarm food there is. And I'm not gonna take what Khris said to heart. But you know what? If not for me, you know,
For me.
subscribe,
For me.
share, do all that for Crystal.
Yeah.
She
The
still likes
cooler
your food,
one. Yeah.
you know.
And before I go, Jensen Ackles. Still here.
Yeah.
Still here.
Yeah, she's quite the catch.
Definitely. I'm single by choice.
That's what it
By
is.
choice. I'm saving myself for Mr. Ackles.
You hear that?
Yes.
Don't disappoint her. All right, guys.
Yes.
Take it easy. Look out for hex bags.
Yes.
Hex buckets.
Just enjoy your life though. Move forward. Don't
Hex Home Depot buckets.
Don't focus on your headaches too much, okay? You'll be all right.
You know what they say? The bigger the bucket, the bigger the hex.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.